Yeah,
It
it's
looks like
funny. Like it's quite a split vibe. There's a few lads, G and Bernard, and that are there to win and get a decent amount of prize money
yeah.
and defend their crown, if you like.
Mm.
There's like quite a few of us that are quite happy if practice get rained off and stuff. um, it's a brilliant event. Fair
Yeah.
play to the organisers and that. The course is unfathomably terrifying.
Mm.
Um, More so in person as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. If it
As is
looks
every
big on TV, like you were saying about G's edit, like if it looks big on a screen, like it's fucking big in
it's
real
big.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the gnarliest feature on there?
Um, the one that scared me the most is the road gap,
Is it? Yeah.
and it's really easy.
Right.
Like you roll in from here, that's your speed. You can see the landing just about because you can kind of see it off the sides.
Mm.
So you can gauge your pull. The landing's really gnarly because you do land real hard, like pedals hit the floor, and then you try not to lock up for a big berm.
Okay.
Um, but it's really easy. Like if you put a blind guy on a unicycle and set him off with the right speed, he'd land on the landing. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do that. It'd be really nasty. But from that perspective, it's like real easy. But the consequences, if it went wrong, for me, I couldn't get that out of my head. Like if you case it, you'd obliterate your bike and your
Mm.
body. If you went too long, you wouldn't stop for the corner. Um, I was real scared of pedaling. So the lads, like
Okay.
when you're racing, they'll come around the corner before, pedal down it to generate speed, and scrub it
And then
hard or
scrub
probably
it.
like brake check. But I was like, I'm not putting a pedal within 15 meters of that thing because what if a chain comes off or my gears slip or I clip out?
Yeah.
I was definitely in the wrong mindset to race it. But I think going back there again and knowing the layout of the track and having less panic about learning all the features will be a lot better.
Mm.
But that's the scare. The cannon coming out of the trees at the top, scary.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just big. But yeah, everything else is all right, really.
Yeah. I remember watching practice footage and seeing a bunch of people overshoot. There's like a hip on it, like a pretty big hip jump.
Yeah,
People overshooting
the
that as
right
well.
hip.
Yeah, the right hip. It looks like the most
Yeah,
fun jump ever, but
yeah.
a lot of people
When we were
overshooting it.
practicing, it's cool because you'll practice your way down together on the first few days, and like G and Bernard and that's super helpful with getting all the speed right for everyone. But it's such a big jump that hip. You're in the air for ages, and a few of us, me included, got a bit bucked.
Mm.
But by no means on a normal jump would that be a buck. It only takes like a few newtons of force on your back wheel, and you're like teetering, teetering, teetering because you're in the air for that long.
Yeah,
It's like just massive over the bars.
100%.
But setting your bike up's weird there. Like you've got to have your tyres hard so
Yeah,
that they don't sort of deform on the lips, which makes you go all squirrely.
yeah. You know what?
See, now you've got like
We had Sam Reynolds on the Lockdown Companion, and he was talking about
yeah,
that. Super interesting, man. About they were running extra inner tubes and tires to try and stop that like little bit of bob. It was super interesting.
yeah.
So you set it up super stiff, then basically like a Supercross bike.
Within reason, yeah, because the jumps are so serious. Like you don't want to get bucked. You need your bike to work on the jumps, like a Supercross dilemma.
Mm.
But then from Hardline's perspective, you've got these really, really gnarly bits between, which as a viewer, you're not focusing on because it's all about the big features. But the bits between the features, the dirt there is really savage. Like if it's a bit wet,
Yeah,
it's real, the wrong type of sticky, like it'll clog your tyres up and just your tyres don't work.
okay.
Plus your tyres are hard and your suspension's hard. So you're kind of like setting your bike up wrong because the jumps, if you broke down the jump, the time that you're on those big features, it's probably less than 10% of the course.
Mm.
And yet you're weighting your setup like 90% towards those features. So
Yeah.
it's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do next year. I think I don't really have a choice. It depends how they build the course again, but like that's just what you've got to do, and you've got to deal with the other bits between.
Totally. Are you almost like, are you in as a, because you've done it before, you like, is that how it works? Is it like a guest list sort of thing?
Good question. I hope I'll be in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
I'm sure you will. Man of the match at 2000, the other one.
Yeah,
So.
all the wrong reasons.
I'm sure you're in. What do you fancy any of the Fest stuff? I feel like that's got a bit of your name on it.